Hi everyone, I'm Charlie and welcome to my channel. I haven't been active in quite a while, and if you did see my recent video, which was posted back in October, I think, I haven't really been feeling well, been dealing with depression, which turned out not to be depression. It was actually anxiety and panic attacks. It's not really that fun either. But I am slightly getting better. I'm going to talk about this in a different video, so I'm not going to dwell on this in this one, but I'm really happy to be back and to be making this video. I got this idea earlier today that I wanted to make a quarantine house because of the reason, I'm guessing like everyone on the entire planet now knows about the coronavirus. Sweden, where I live, is not really that badly affected yet. We have several cases up in Stockholm. There's not that many around where I live, but they have added in new routines that we have to self-quarantine if we show any signs of colds and that kind of thing. So I've actually been in a quarantine now for the past 2 weeks because I got a really terrible cold. It didn't really turn out to be anything. Don't think I got the virus. That's very unlikely. But I had to put myself in quarantine because since they added new rules and guidelines that if you show even slight symptoms of any kind of flu or cold symptoms whatsoever, it could be even just a sore throat, you have to stay home until there's no symptoms at all. So it was a little bit of a bummer. But I am getting better now since I have asthma as my other kind of sickness, so a cold can really knock me out. But this one turned out to be quite mild. I've had worse. Usually a cold for me can easily go into be some kind of pneumonia, but I didn't get one this time, so I'm really happy about that. So this house is just a regular suburban house. I built it in Willow Creek in one of those smaller lots on 20 times 15. So it's not really much of a back area, but the idea was I wanted first to have that this is a family that really built themselves in and to really try to protect themselves from the virus. They basically started doing social distance extreme, but it didn't really work out because the house was really, really small. So I ended up adding a basement instead. So if any Sims in the house will ever you suddenly show symptoms of any cold, fever or cough, you can just put them in the basement and they'll be fine. So yeah, that's what I ended up with. This house, if you're watching lots of speed builds, there is a red shelf that you can download that helps if you want to add lots of clutter to your house. I think it had over 200 slots on it, which is, first of all, that's amazing. I downloaded it for this build because this is the first time. I'm not the type to use a lot of clutter because I like it. I like my builds to be very clean and not too much clutter at all. First of all, because it just tends to give so much lag to the gameplay. So I'm not really a fan of too much clutter. But this time I actually wanted to really make it feel like it's lived in. So there's tons of clutter in this house. It was a really fun thing to do. It's not something I'm used to, and I really, really enjoyed it. So this is how you see him try and work around. For some reason, I couldn't click on the staircase. It bugged out a little bit. But there's the staircase down to the basement. So I kept it a little bit open. But down in the basement, you have that really, really security door. So if your sick sim can't get out, you could also use this house if you don't want to have it as a quarantine. It could just be a secret bunker in the basement in case of another apocalypse kind of thing. So on the upstairs, there's actually room for 5 Sims, parents and 3 kids. The bedrooms are not very big, but it's just that's more like the house wasn't big in itself, so it's just ended up being like that. This is where this is a red shelf I was talking about, and I'm trying to fill around with this. This is the first time using it, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, how do I use this? How can I make it look good? And then I realized, okay, I can't place them on it because if I delete it, I thought I could place the stuff on the red shelf, and then I could just delete it, and then the items would still be there. But obviously, they don't. The items delete itself, so it's a little bit filling, placing it, and then moving it around. So there's a lot of move objects involved in this one. So here's is going to be another. I'm using a bookshelf. Well, I did place that bookshelf. I'm not going to use that. I used that one. I really like that one. That's from Discover University, and I very, very much love it. So, and I clutter so much. I clutter the hell out of that bookshelf, and it was so much fun to do, to just really add that many knickknacks around. One thing I didn't realize that I think The Sims has not enough clutter, because I ended up using some of the clutter items over and over again, and that wasn't really that much fun. Here's another thing I realized, that if you just trying to get, because it's the side table already has a slot, and you're trying to place other items on it and try to move them freely. That was a bit hard because I had to move the side table away and then just place them freely in the air, and then try to aim it upright. So that was a bit of tricky. I ended up getting it there though, so I'm pretty happy about that. This house, as you see, has a garage as well. That's also not something I usually do, because I think having a garage is a complete lack. It's just not lack of space. It's more like it's a space that's not really. I don't know. You can't really use it because you can't drive a car. In this game. So it's more of a decorative item. But I decided I wanted to use it. So I did have this and some space otherwise in the garage. So this is this lawn. It's going to be a laundry area. And there's also going to be is it like a carpenter, that kind of woodworking table. But it's placed a little bit off the side. So you're going to have to move the car to access it. You can also just delete the car. If I do ever build garages in Sims, I have done it recently because I've been playing, even though I haven't really been active on YouTube, I have been playing lots of Sims just for my own sake lately. And what I've been doing about the garages then is that I would just turn around to some kind of party room or some kind of room for the teenagers or young adults, just to hang around, have like a gaming room, that kind of thing. Now, this area I really like. That's supposed to be like some kind of /office and /living room area, because there's also going to be the sofa and chair area. But I really love how this can turn out, because I added those shelves in between those bookcases, and I just went through the entire debug menu and just tried to find as much clutter as I possibly could, and I just put stuff in one. It was so much fun trying to make it feel like this family has collected a bit of knickknacks over the years. So that was a lot of fun to do. And then you have that little desk area with the computer. That desk is also from Discover University. I think you get it from the law career. And I really love it. The only thing is that little area where you place the computer is not really wide enough. So if you have, it's okay if you have a laptop, but if you place a stationary computer on it, like half the keyboard and like a bit of the mouse pad is going to hang outside of the desk, and it looks so weird when that happens. So I usually don't use that desk very often, but it's a very, very nice desk, and I really like how that area turned out. There's lots of pictures. I used a lot of those underwater pictures that you get from the island living. Those are also, that's from the debug. Those under the water pictures, they're from the debug menu. So it makes, because I think you can get those photos if you get your photography skill up, and then you go to the different diving buoys. Is it called buoys? A boy? I don't know. Yeah. I have to say, I was a little bit nervous doing a voiceover after this long, because if you're following me on The Sims Gallery, I have been posting lots of builds recently because I've started to get into this building again, and mostly I've just been building empty houses because when I play Sims for my own sake, I like to have an already built house, but I don't want it furnished. I usually want them just empty so I can furnish them myself according to what kind of need that specific family has. So there's lots of empty houses, and I more enjoy that. I find that a lot more to my liking. So you go check that out because a lot of those builds, none of those builds are in a speed build. There's no video of it on YouTube because it was during a period I was still not really wanting to get back to YouTube just yet because I still wanted to just focus a little bit more on myself and that kind of thing. Yeah, so this is the laundry bit area I was talking about earlier in the garage. Yeah. So I like it. I like how it turned out. I love all the different kind of clusters I added in, and I definitely use a lot more of the move objects tool. So this is the upstairs. So there's no bathroom on the first floor, like the ground floor where you walk in, but instead there's 2 bathrooms on the upper floor. So that's okay. So this is one of the bedrooms. It's just 2 beds and a wardrobe, and then just a bunch of clutter. Really, there's not really that much else you can put, but usually, I don't mind having smaller bedrooms when I personally play, because usually the Sims not really they don't really spend that much time in the bedrooms. It depends if there's certain items that I would like this Sim is just this guitar, you have this security lock system on the computers now, so it's a lot more easier to keep the computers personalized. But if there's like other stuff like like a keyboard or a guitar, although they can just easily move them around, so I'm not really sure about that. But a keyboard you can't really move around as easy. So I like to, so if that's, then I lost my train of thought now. I was rambling too much. What was I saying? Oh yeah, about the room. If you want to make them more personalized, then you can just lock it. But otherwise, they just sleep in there. So I just keep the stuff all over the house instead. One thing you're also noticing, I'm putting 3 toilet rolls in each of the bathrooms, just as a hint to the current toilet paper craze that is currently happening. I think it's insane, really. I managed to get a package of toilet paper the other day, but otherwise it's like it was completely empty on the shelves, and I just don't understand it. It's like, why? But it's not until recently that I started to get it, why it suddenly gets empty quicker, because obviously people are hoarding. People want to stock up a little bit in case they have to quarantine for a very long time. And then, what was I saying? Yeah, because since in Sweden there's a lot of people working from home. We haven't closed our schools yet. I know in Norway and Denmark they have closed the schools. I don't think that's the solution to it. Sweden hasn't done it yet, and we're very good at doing the social distancing. So I think that's why we haven't really gotten a big breakout just yet. But it might happen. I don't know. But the toilet paper, since a lot of people are working from home, they don't use like toilet paper from offices or like the workplaces. So it makes sense if they have to stock up on toilet paper. There was a funny video that I circled around on Facebook like a week ago, where it was a Swedish video, so you wouldn't really, if you're Swedish, if you saw it, it's hilarious. But there was this old lady who was sawing, like trying to divide a piece of just a regular, like a roll, like a towel roll or something, like you have in the kitchen rolls. Is that what it's called? Kitchen rolls? Yeah. And she was sawing that in 2, and then the one who was filming asked her, like, what's she doing? And then she said, I'm creating toilet paper. well, why? Because everyone is buying toilet paper and there's nothing left in the store. And then she said, well, why is that? Well, because as soon as someone coughs, 100 people shit themselves. I found that so hilarious. Obviously, it's not true, but there's something about it that people do get scared if someone coughs. So when I've been out and about, because I have a bit of a cough now, and it's not really now, it's not that bad, but if I do get a cough when I'm outside, I do feel some gazes on me like, wow, what are you doing outside? You're coughing, stay indoors. But if you have asthma, for those of you, if you recognize it, you can cough for quite a while. So it's not really that easy. So this is a little TV room. There's more of those island pictures. The TV room is upstairs. I thought that was a little bit fitting. So if you have, because I like to do two living rooms, that you have one TV room and then you have one like more formal. Then again, the formal living room downstairs also has a computer on it, so not really sure. Now, so of course we need planters, because if you're going to isolate yourself and put yourself in quarantine, you're going to need to be able to grow some kind of veggies. Obviously, that's not really the case here, because you would obviously be able to buy food or get someone else to buy you food. So this is where I decided to turn the basement, because my idea was first that it was going to be some kind of a bunker situated, that you would have shelves stock up on food. But then I thought, no, let's just make it like a proper little mini apartment bunker. So that's where you put the sick people. So if there's someone in the household that's starting to cough or, get the symptoms, like, you could just stack them into the basement until they're all healthy again. I found that a bit more hilarious. I was laughing when I was building this. I thought it was so hilarious. And then I made like a made up little garden in the basement, so the swimming quarantine can still enjoy a little bit of artificial sunlight and some outdoor time, so they can get their D vitamin and also grow a bit of things. I was thinking of putting a kiddie pool in it, but I ended up just doing like a lounge chair. So this video is actually almost soon over, and it's going to take you to the photos of the house. So this is the front. Obviously, it was in springtime when I was taking the photos, when I had to be doing live mode. So it's a little, but I thought, it's spring now, so it's a bit fitting. That's the upstairs TV area. And that's the downstairs lounge area with that beautiful. These pictures are a little bit out of order, but that's the downstairs garden room, and then there's the dining room. And then we have the backyard. These are completely out of order. I feel so bad at this now. But hallway, I just want to say, I hope you enjoyed this video. I feel pretty good about being back. I'm not going to upload as much as I used to, but I'm going to try and upload whenever I get an idea of what I want to do. Maybe there's going to be a Let's Play, maybe not. I don't really know. But I really hope that you're staying healthy. And now during these times, it's going to get better, and we're going to have to go through some awful things at the moment, but it's going to get better, and I very much believe so. Just wash your hands, stay indoors if you're feeling sick, and just take care of yourself, and we'll get through this. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!